I clearly remember seeing my breath in the snow and the ice on the driveway. My parents had just locked me out of the house. I think I was 14. I don't know how long I was outside for, but I remember knocking on my neighbor's door with my fingers stinging and completely white. My neighbors called the cops. The last time I saw my parents together, they were handcuffed and screaming. My mom had blood on her face, my dad had it all over his shirt. Over the next couple of years, I made a few friends who were sort of like me. When I was 15, I met Brayden in one group home. We drank a lot, Mickeys are pretty easy to steal, and we knew people who could get cocaine pretty easily. One summer, Brayden was sent to another home across the city. It sucked at first, but it didn't matter when we both just stopped going home. I didn't really think of myself as homeless, but I guess this is when I started living on the streets. Brayden died in 2016. I heard he OD'd, but I wasn't there, and by the time I found out what happened, it had been a couple of days. After that, things got bad. There's a lot people don't see about living on the streets, especially in the winter. There's a lot of people, but not enough help and nowhere to go. I've been chased and beaten up for no reason at all. I've OD'd twice, once on purpose. A while ago, my friend told me about Exit. He'd been on the streets way longer than me, and it was just a place he went to go for food, so I figured I'd do the same. The first time I went, things were really bad. I'm pretty sure I was high or drunk or both every day, but over time, after going to Exit every couple of days, I decided to ask for help. I ended up going a few times a week and got to know some of the staff pretty well. For a lot of people who come here, this is the first place we go. Another kid down here told me about a cooking program and said it helped her find her job. It's called YCAP, and they teach you about cooking and how to work in a restaurant.
When Jenna first came into YCAP, she was a wild child, I will say. She was still very much partying and needing to use the drugs and alcohol. Many times she would come in hungover or stoned, and we would have to work with her to take a harm reduction approach and to make sure that working here was safe or if she needed to go home for the day. Through time though, and building that relationship with her, she found for YCAP to be a very important place and a safe place, and this is where we could see her starting to get a little bit sober each day and wanting to work harder and harder each day.
The first time I knew things were really turning around for me is when I met John at the LEAD program. People who come here are given the chance to find a real job. I got a job at Starbucks. It was supposed to be a 6-week thing, but that was 6 months ago and I'm still there and I still love it. If you told me 2 years ago that I'd have my own apartment someday, I wouldn't have believed you. But I was able to move into the apartments here. I think they're important for people like me because they force you to keep going. They're not free. I have to work, I have to check in with staff, I have to keep my own head above water. But these apartments are really a reminder that by putting in the work, things can turn around for anyone. When you're on the streets for a couple of years, chances are you haven't seen a doctor or even thought about what you're eating. That's why the clinic here is so important.
So many of these youth have incredible potential. They just haven't had a lot of opportunity in their lives, and so what I feel that our clinic provides that's different than other clinics is that they feel welcomed, it's accessible, and most of them have not seen a doctor in years. They've just felt possibly that going to the children's hospital or going somewhere else is too threatening for them because of some of their experiences. So I really feel that this clinic provides that for them. When you think about the social determinants of health, it's not just about having, a sore foot or having a sore back. You can come to the clinic really if you're concerned about housing, you're concerned about something else, and we can help you access those things because of the other services that Woods provides.